Hi everyone, how are you all? Welcome back to my channel. I know, it's been a while. It feels like forever since the last time I've recorded any video, especially videos for my nursing. And I can see, guys, that you requesting so many different topics to be discussed back even to my diploma of enrolled nursing. I read all your comments and I respond to all of them pretty much. But it's just at the moment, during my second semester of year 2 of my Bachelor of Nursing Science, I don't have time at all, not even for my personal life. All what I do now is just readings, assessments, work. This is my life now. And it's going to be like this until roughly the end of October. And then I will have my prac, or maybe I will have my prac earlier. Anyway, it's just so many assessments, so much of readings, you know, and I barely don't have time for anything at all. Like today I have my day off. I'm supposed to be at work, but I didn't pick up the shift because I usually like pick up the shifts on weekends because I just needed this day off because yesterday I had 2 assessments due to be submitted and reflection for one of the subjects as well, which I will explain now in details. Anyway, so what I want to do in this video, I want to talk you through current updates on full-time study mode for Bachelor of Nursing Science, but yet affected by COVID-19. Because it did affect in the first wave when it just started all students who've been face-to-face studies on face-to-face studying mode, and it's still continuing to affect us. Okay, so if you remember from my previous videos, in my semester 1 we had I think we started from mid-semester or something like that, distant learning. So we went from class tutorials to Zoom tutorials, okay, or lectures, and that was even for labs as well. Like, thanks God, in semester 1 when the whole COVID hit, you know, Australia, we were about almost finished like all the necessary practice in labs, so that was done and it was okay for us to continue theory parts for the remaining subjects just through the Zoom sessions. Okay, and then we had our prac. So in my semester 1 I had 3 units. I had drug therapy, I had preparation for practice, and I had health and alteration unit, and then we had our practical prac in hospital. Okay, so that was it for semester 1. Now, for semester 2, we're supposed to be going back to classes. We thought we would go back to classes for theory as well after week 4. So basically what they've told us in the beginning of the semester 2, that first 4 weeks we will be still continuing on distant learning using online technology like Zoom sessions and stuff like that. And then on week 5 we would go back to classes. Okay, they did not say like in details whether it's going to be just labs or it's going to be other subjects as well. Okay, so what happened when 4 weeks finished? They announced that, okay, due to still situation with COVID and stuff like this, we still have positive cases, not big numbers, but still a little bit in my state. They said that we will only have face-to-face class for labs, which is our practical unit, which is prac for prac, and all the other 3 units are going to be still going through Zoom sessions on distant learning as we've done in semester 1. So for this semester 2 now I have 4 units. I have complex care, I have research, I have or foundations of research, then I have law and ethics in nursing, and I have preparation for prac, and then the clinical placement. Okay, so it's a bit, the load is a bit higher this semester, because even though like I have by 1 unit more than what I had in semester 1, I can physically feel it, you know, and it makes me just so busy. So I've just taken the screenshot of my timetable on a computer for this semester to tell you what I have for the units in terms of assessments. Okay, so for example, for research foundations, for health practice unit, we had when was that? I think it was last week or the week before. We had a quiz. It was 30 questions, 30 minutes, so it's like 1 minute per question. It was open book. Okay, and of course you could perform it at home. So they gave us like a window of date times. I think it was like 3 or 4 days, so you can pick any day to start your quiz, but once you open it, the time starts to tick and you have only 30 minutes to complete it. Okay, so if you want to like open any resources to have a quick look, you can do that, but literally like for one question 1 minute is not really enough. So they recommended, of course, for us to do all the readings for the previous weeks that we finished in class, okay, or through, I mean, like through Zoom sessions. So that was first task. Second task is due now next week on 4th of September, and it's going to be research workbook. So they will be giving us, I think it was like 3 videos that we have to write a reflection on and comment, and 1 article, I think it is. Okay, so you have to use all your knowledge from the previous reading resources for this unit, you know, and comment and reflect and send it. And I think the word amount for that word count is 1,500. Okay, then in 9th of October, it's going to be task 3, which is going to be narrated post the presentation. I did not look at that one yet. Okay, so it's still, I have some time ahead after that. So basically what's happening in uni, for each unit usually you have 3 types of tasks. Okay, and some of them will be really hard, some of them will be medium hard, some of them will be easier. Like, see, like the quiz for this unit was okay, like 30 questions, 30 minutes, it's okay, you know. But then research workbook is a little bit hard, and then presentation, I don't know how hard it's going to be. Now for the health law and ethics, okay, we were having and still having every week quizzes. So from week 2 till week 9, it's going to be quiz every week on Mondays. So it's open on Monday, I think 8 to 9 o'clock in the morning, and closes on Tuesday at 7:30 or something like that in the morning. So you have 1 day to attend it. It's not really hard. It's 5 questions. I think it's 15 or 20 minutes they give you to answer them, open book, and what you do, you answer the questions based on the previous week materials. Okay, so every new quiz is going to be dedicated to the materials that's been provided to us last week. Okay, so it's like a revision. Okay, but you have to make sure that obviously you answering them right, you know. Like, if it's okay if you do some mistakes, but I mean, like, not 1 out of 5 is right or 2, you know, like, try your best. So that's for law. Then task 2 was a case study, was due this Friday. Okay, so we've been given 3 scenarios that you need to write your thoughts about it and link it to the legislation, to the law, to the relevant acts, standards of practice, codes of practice, international code of practice, and all of that. Okay, and reference, of course, using Harvard referencing. Okay, so that was task 2. Task 3 is going to be oral and written presentation. I did not have a look at that one, and it's going to be due on week 13, so I assume it's going to be somewhere in the end of October or mid of October. Okay, by the way, the case study task 2 was 3 scenarios. We needed to have 2,000 words count for that one, like not for each scenario but the whole assessment. Then preparation for practice is, we had first 4 weeks on a distant learning. We had quiz each week, okay, dedicated to the materials of each week. So for example, you've had respiratory distress materials for this week, so your quiz is going to be having questions regarding that topic. Okay, so we had 4 quizzes, 1 quiz per week, 10 questions, 20 minutes to answer. Okay, that was open for us from Monday till I think Friday every week, so you had like 5 days to answer that. 1 attempt. As for law and for these quizzes, everywhere is just 1 attempt. And yeah, so that's a bit time consuming. Now, since we're back again to labs from week 5, So those quizzes now are finished. Now we have something called check-in, check-out. It's like your reflection on to materials that's been provided in your workbook and what you've been doing in lab for that day. Okay, so once you finish your lab practice on a day, you will have 48 hours to write in a reflection, what you've been doing, what you've seen, feedback from the teacher, blah blah blah, all of that, and submit it in 48 hours. Okay, and that one has just 2 grades, like pass or did not pass. That's it. Okay, so that would be from week 5 to week 8. It doesn't have a particular word count, but they told us like for each section provide at least 4 lines, 4 sentences. Okay, not too much, not too small amount. So yeah, so preparation for practice is fairly simple and easy. It's just a little bit full on because you have quizzes from law every week, you have quizzes from prep for prac every week, then you have big major, you know, not the quizzes, sorry, like, yeah, the quizzes, yeah, quizzes and this reflection, and then you have your major assessments as well. So what I suggest to you, if you will be going through the same what I'm going whenever you do your Bachelor of Nursing Science through USC, because I don't know how the other unis do this, just make for yourself alarms or put your timetable in a calendar so that you would not miss any quiz, because they don't accept you just saying I forget, you know, I forgot to do my quiz. Like, it's not acceptable, not professional answer. So you have to put alarms for yourself. And by the way, for prac quizzes that we had from week 1 to 4, those 10 question quizzes, you need to answer at least 7 out of 10 right. So in the end you would have 48 out of 50 right. So if you answer today, for example, let's say 8 out of 10, that's good. So if next week you answer 6 out of 10, you have still that balance, you know what I mean? Or if you this week answer 6 out of 10, you have to make sure that next week you answer 8 or 9 out of 10 to bring that balance back, you know what I mean? So that for preparation for prac. And the last unit is complex care, which is, to be honest, my favorite unit. It's very hard in terms of assessments, but this unit is very similar to health and alterations that I had in semester 1, because here we discuss different health conditions, we do secondary survey, we do discuss treatment options, assessments option, you know, discharges and stuff like that for each condition, pathophysiology, of course, and I really like it. Like anything to do with human body and disease and all of that, I love it. Okay, so for this one, in task 1 we had a response to a clinical scenario that was dedicated to a particular health condition. So you needed to write your assessments using secondary survey, then you needed to write your treatment options. They told us to pick at least 3 to 4 treatment options, and the last part was a discharge planning, referring it to social justice framework. Okay, this assessment was, I think, 1,600 words or 2,000, something like that. Okay, now that was due last Friday, which is yesterday. Task 2 for this assessment is going to be 60 minutes quiz, 60 questions, 1 minute per question, open book because you do it at home, and it's going to be due on 10th of September, which is just for 5 days after my assessment for research. Okay, and yeah, so they will give you some dates to attend it. Once you attend it, the clock starts to tick and you have to make sure that you fill it in and stuff. So they might give us, I don't remember, I think I've looked already, it was a few days, 2 or 3 days or 4 days or something like this, that you attend this quiz, you know. So you pick a day and yeah, 1 attempt. And then the task 3 for this unit is going to be something, I didn't put it in my timetable, to be honest. It's going to be probably a scenario or something like this, and it's going to be due in the end of September, 25th of September. So as you can see, like I have to finish all my assessments by the end of October, and I just, like in the uni, you will have this time when you have all your assessments starting, and once they start, the dates go like one after another, and you will have this intense 2 months of studying, reading, you know, researching, writing and submitting. Okay, and then you will have your clinical placements. So far we've been receiving emails saying to us by the uni that we will have 2 blocks of clinical placements. Some people will go in September, some people will go in October. I did not get my allocation yet, or even knowing like which months I'm going to be going. Hopefully I will go in October, because I don't like going on my placements and then during that time doing assessments as well, because it's crazy how hard it is physically, really. And yeah, so I don't know which months I'm going, where I'm going at this stage. I think we will have placement this semester 3 weeks or 4 weeks, but I think it's 3 weeks. I'll keep you updated once I know. And yeah, and then after that we will have break through November, then will be December, all the holidays, and then we will be back again in February for year 3, which is going to be my last year. So yeah, this is why I love the end of the year, especially if they put you into placement like somewhere in October and stuff, because you will have the November free and then December free and stuff like that. So yeah, so this is pretty much updates now on my studies. Okay, so you can judge by yourself what the load is. Okay, and yeah, so this is just a quick video. So hopefully once I finish all of that, I will make another video, or maybe like in a breaks time in between, you know, and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.